Okay, so this video isn't planned in any way, shape or form. I just have a little bit of time left over, and so I figured I'd fill it by making some content. I often get asked this question: Ryan, what are some of the benefits, or the benefits, of astral projection? What's happened to you since you've done it throughout your life? Well, the first one I bring up is the fact that you no longer have a fear of death at all. You also don't have a fear of, worrying about what it would be like to die. Is it painful? Is it uncomfortable? Do you feel like you're suffocating because your body's losing the ability to breathe? None of that goes through your head anymore after you come back from your first initial astral projection. Okay, or in other words, out-of-body experience. For those of you who don't know what it is, astral projection is simply when you take your consciousness and you leave your physical body. This allows you to get a sneak peek of the afterlife before you eventually go over there. Hopefully, way later into your life. And so, yeah, you're not afraid of death anymore, mainly because you know that it doesn't hurt. Second to that, you know that there is a hereafter, that there is another place to go to, It's not like you die and then that's it. And so that can give you great comfort in knowing that there is an afterlife. And what's really cool, another benefit is, on that note, is that most of the time, the afterlife feels more real than here. Wait, it's clearer at times. The sound is more beautiful. Right now there are crows outside, but the sounds that you hear are more complex, which is weird because you don't have ears. You're using something else, some extraordinary sense to be able to, I guess, experience the afterlife. And so it can feel more real than here. I remember the first time actually I came back from an astral projection experience, I thought I was dreaming. I thought this place was a dream. Everything was kind of fuzzy. Right now, as I'm looking around the room, my eyes do a very poor job at seeing everything, and I have 20/20 vision. This should be brilliant. Your third eye, however, can see everything in a new light, in some very weird, complex ways. And so the afterlife feels more like life than here. This actually felt like, or feels like, a pit stop. Like a train station. Like I'm waiting to get onto the next train. Another benefit is that I felt like a superhero. This might just be a personal thing, but whenever you have an ability like this, you come back and you feel like you're pretty cool. You feel like there's more to you. You feel like you've kind of gained a part of yourself that felt like it was missing and that other people refuted or just denied completely. It's like everyone just acts like this part of you doesn't exist. But it does. And there's nothing worse than seeing someone who's brought into that belief and decides to think that they are just some type of consciousness in a body. They're not even sure as to how they got there. But they don't ask those questions. How did I get here? Is there more to me than what I'm looking at? It's a shame. But you figure out those answers. You really don't get the chance to figure it out here because the answers just don't seem to be in sight. So that's another benefit. Once you leave this realm, you get to see how everything's put together. Time, space, reality. It's great. Another benefit is that you get to be able to predict the future. This is something that I've relatively figured out or come to realize within the astral plane, is that the astral plane is an amalgamation of a series of events within your life kind of happening all at the same time. And so if you astral project and you're not in the etheric realm, you end up in a different plane of existence, if you're lucky, whereby which you'll be able to meet people before you've even met them here. Because again, time is warped, everything is inside out. It's kind of like those are the pieces of the puzzle that have yet to be built for your life, for your series of experiences here. And so, in a way, if you travel enough, you'll be able to predict what's going to happen here because you would have already met the people over there. You would have already, let's say, seen that lottery ticket over there. You would have already been able to know where you're going to live, what you're going to do, who you're going to meet, everything. It's already determined. It's just in a specific pocket of space, getting ready to be dished out for you to experience. And so you can look at that as the Akashic records. The etheric plane, however, is more like the Akashic records. If not, it is the Akashic records, because Akasha means ethers. And the etheric plane is like the Wi-Fi behind the internet. It is the code or the information behind existence itself. And so you get to observe and watch, witness, channel even information of our upcoming future. Does that make sense? You're basically reading the code behind the product itself, life. And for this reason, you can read much more than just your Akashic records or the record of your soon-to-be future. You can read other people's, animals, well, everything. Another benefit of astral projection, racism disappears completely. You're not racist anymore. It makes no sense. It could be for two reasons. One, because you're meeting entities that are so different from you. When you come back, you're like, hey, I'm a part of the human race. This is cool. It could also be because when you leave your physical body and you come back, you're a little bit different. Your conditioning lessens the more you venture outside of your body. You'll stop listening to specific music because perhaps you picked it up off of your peers when they were going through a specific phase. It just no longer feels right for you. It no longer resonates for you. You stop dressing a certain way because it just doesn't feel right. You start to drop a lot of the decisions that you made leading up to your first astral projection experience. I say first because it happens straight away. You come back, you're different. You might feel alien afterwards, and you might start to dissociate from mankind, so you might want to watch yourself there, because you don't want to start walking around thinking that you're superior, an alien, or saying that you're not a little bit further along energetically, or that you're not an alien. But look, you don't want spirituality or spiritual practices to make you worse. It's supposed to make you feel better, but most people, let's be honest, they go in that direction first before they see the similarities again with humanity. Astral projecting causes you to switch on certain energy centers, chakras, meridians, and so forth. It also allows you to awaken Kundalini at times, and when this happens, the energy within your body corrects itself, and so cells, metabolic rates, communication between certain organs correct themselves. It's kind of like if you were to take electricity and shoot it through a bent, crinkled wire. The electrical charge will shoot that wire out straight, allowing it to correct its abnormalities. Well, we have abnormalities within our energy system. It happens whenever you think negative thoughts, depressing thoughts, you feel tired, you feel drained, you feel low. Your atoms shake less because the electricity within your body, the bioelectricity, aren't vibrating fast enough anymore. And so the body decides to decay and break down and use you for something else. Compost, for the most part. And so astral projection will increase the charge within your cells, within your anatomy, and correct you, like shooting electricity through a crinkled wire. It will make you healthier. For this reason, you'll often then find yourself choosing a vegan diet, a plant-based diet, something that will have you conduct more electricity because of the quality of water and nutrients within the food. And so overall, your life gets better physically. Your outlook on life gets better. And you feel unstoppable. There are more benefits. If you were to practice another type of meditation, I won't mention it on camera because I don't want people doing this. But if you were to practice a different type of meditation alongside with astral projection, your physical body can no longer tell the difference between itself and your astral body, which means if you levitate with your astral body in the astral realm and then come back to your body, your physical body will be up in the air. If you try to teleport, you'll feel the atoms of your physical body pull apart, slow down, and do so many strange things. It's a benefit, of course, because then you get to do very, very weird things. However, your body goes through what I call an astral puberty, in that it tries to reach its next stage in development energetically in order to allow it to do what it is that your astral body is pulling off. That can be very, very uncomfortable. You can feel pain in the body and so forth. But that only happens if you do this other meditation that I won't explain alongside the astral projection meditations out there. You're probably thinking, hey Ryan, why aren't you explaining it? Well, this also means that if you fall off something really high, hit your head in the astral plane, you're going to feel it here. So increases the risk factor there. But it takes a lot of effort to connect these two bodies, your physical body and the astral body. No one can do it by accident unless they're practicing this other meditation, which isn't commonly practiced at all. So you're good. Other benefits. You get to see people who have passed on, and you get to usher them throughout the afterlife. I've done this with a few people. And luckily, I've been able to be I think the word is intermediary, the third person, the third wheel. I was the telephone for a young girl and her family. I wanted to be the telephone for a close friend, but I thought it'd be too difficult for his family to hear that he has messages and wants to say things to them from the other side. I almost said to a very close friend of mine that, hey, he said, don't worry about it. He's okay, because he was very distraught about his passing. But my friend was a little skeptical. I didn't want him to get really upset at what I was saying, and you know, that then caused us to have or to experience a falling out. And so there are a lot of benefits when it comes to astral projection. There are a lot of methods out there. I personally have a ton of methods. I have a starter kit on my website, ryancropper.com, as well as a 10-step astral projection conditioning process, which is what I used. I say used because it conditions you into an astral projection state to the point where you no longer need a method anymore. You just feel like you can astral project at any minute. And so then you lay down and you slide out. I haven't had to reuse that in the past 8 years because it seems to have really permanently made me like this. And if you're interested in that, I have that also over on my website, ryancropper.com. Is there anything else that I'm missing out? Any other benefit? It can lead as a prerequisite. It can serve as a prerequisite for another ability. Many other abilities, actually. Astral travel, which is when you take your consciousness out of your body without your astral body, because the astral body is the astral vehicle that allows our consciousness to shift into it and then experience the astral realms with. But astral travel is just your standalone consciousness, and when you leave the body like that, you can do other things, such as move your mind into clouds, other people. You'll probably experience that by accident. And or close the gap between where you are right now to another location. Basically teleportation, but rapidly fast. It also segues into the ability of being clairvoyant, your consciousness can now travel throughout time, and so you can see what's going to happen within the future. Perhaps astral projection will allow you to do other things, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm Ryan JC, Ryan James Cropper. Subscribe for more videos like this. And if you're interested in any of my stories, I have a playlist on my YouTube page. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.